Hey everyone, welcome to a brand new Destiny video. Now I'm sure you know, just like everyone else who plays Destiny should know by this point, we won't be getting a traditional raid within House of Wolves. Instead we'll be getting a new game mode called the Prison of Elders. It's going to be revealed to us on Wednesday the 6th of May, 11 AM Pacific time, 7 PM UK time, and despite all the theories online about it being some sort of, horde mode or whatever, we don't actually know how the game mode will play yet. But what is the Prison of Elders going to be within the world of Destiny? Well, the Prison of Elders is a prison, quite obviously, in the Reef. And the kind of inmates you'll find there are fallen criminals, so enemies of the Queen who didn't bow down to her when she overthrew the House of Wolves. And how I expect the story behind this game mode to play out is basically there's going to be a big prison breakout and all the Fallen are going to try and escape the prison and join the House of Wolves rebellion against the Queen. Because it's the Queen who's locked them up in there and they're probably not going to like her too much, so they're going to really want to escape this prison and join the rebellion against the Queen. And the Guardians are going to have to basically venture into the prison and stop the Fallen escapees. So here are a few of the Fallen bosses we can expect to face within the prison. So this image, so far the only image we actually have of the Prison of Elders, is of some sort of fallen servitor. Now what immediately hit me when I first saw this image, it looks like he's been in there a while. He looks kind of sort of, volatile and unstable. A bit like a Vex Cyclops disciple, one of those things. When you've shot it a bit and he starts sort of going all over the place with his shots and starts going a bit crazy. He looks a bit like that, just sort of, once again, volatile and unstable. And he looks like he's been trapped in that cell a while, and it looks like it's kind of crippled him in a way. So a really cool idea me and my friends had about this image was maybe, just maybe, this is what remains of Sepkus Prime. Yes, that servitor from the Devil's Lair strike that we've killed millions upon millions of times. Perhaps when we defeated him, he was later captured by the Queen in some sort of weakened state after being beaten to a pulp by so many Guardians. And the Queen kept him in this prison and tried to restore him in some way to make him a Reef servitor, to serve the Reef. So this is kind of a long shot since, he did kind of blow up at the end of Devil's Lair. And this servitor could well be, the House of Wolves servitor we saw in the trailer, or any other servitor in any other house for that matter. But wouldn't it be so cool to face Sepkus again when he's super pissed off about being defeated by the Guardians, and he's obviously harder to kill with the new light level cap. Since he's in the process of becoming a Reef servitor, maybe the Queen's given him some sort of special weapon or special shielding or some sort of ability that he's going to use against us, so that we have to learn him again, learn how to kill Sepkus again. He's going to be super reckless and all over the place with his firing because he's so angry about seeing these Guardians again. And, he's going to do whatever it takes to put them in their place and defeat them. So that's just an idea me and my friends had, really fun to think about. Once again, probably a long shot, but let me know what you think of that in the comments. If you'd like to see that, I just think it'd be really awesome to see. Once again, kind of a long shot, but it's just fun to think and dream about. So another high-ranking Fallen we could expect to see is Skolas. He was once a Fallen noble captain, but he was captured by the Awoken and imprisoned in the Prison of Elders. And apparently the Queen planned to give Skolas to the Nine as some sort of gift. I'll talk about what the Nine is in a minute. But essentially Skolas escaped the prison and now leads the House of Wolves rebellion against the Queen, and in doing so has set himself up as the House of Wolves Kell. And by the way, a Kell within a Fallen house is one of the leaders, just in case you didn't know. So, I mentioned the Nine. I'll go over that very quickly since we don't know a lot about them, and it could be important later on in Destiny. So, this is what I managed to find, this little quote from a website. And essentially what it says is the Nine are ancient entities that remain unknown to the worlds inside the Reef. So Mercury, Mars, Earth, Venus, the Moon, all those planets. An emissary of the Nine, Zur, periodically appears in the tower selling exotic weapons to Guardians. Based on Zur's statements, it appears the Nine wish to make contact and aid the Guardians. So it seems like the Nine want to help the Guardians in some way, and one way they're doing this is by sending Zur to sell us exotic weapons of immense power, and this is essentially beefing us up. They're trying to help us in our fight against the darkness. So maybe the Nine don't particularly like the Queen for some reason, but she wants them as an ally, and that's why she wants to sell Skolas to them as a gift to try and get them on her side. Also, the fact it says the Nine want to make contact with the Guardians, why can't they make contact with the Guardians? Well, maybe it's the Queen stopping them, because it says here, unknown to the worlds within the Reef. So the Nine are obviously from, outside the Reef, so in planets like Jupiter, Saturn, maybe Pluto, or maybe even further away than that. But they're sending messages to Earth, but the messages can't get to Earth because once they reach the reef, the Queen stops them because she wants the Nine to be on her side before the Guardians, so she has this really powerful ally. And this could lead to some really interesting story elements in the future, like tension between the powers within this world. But anyway, looping back. So Skolas, he escapes the prison of elders and now has become the Wolves' Kell and is leading the House of Wolves rebellion. So in the trailer here we see some sort of fallen captain. Is this Skolas himself? Can we expect to face Skolas in the prison and put an end to his rebellion? All I can say is we shall see, I guess. So moving on. We could expect to see some other fallen houses involved in the Prison of Elders. So what I mean by this is, for example, on the Winter's Run strike on Venus, if you don't listen to anything Dinklebot says, then the basic premise of that strike is the fallen House of Winter, which is the fallen that can be found on Venus. They somehow managed to break Axor out of the Prison of Elders. Now Axor is the House of Wolves' Archon priest, and the House of Winter managed to break him out of the prison and brought him to Venus in this like incubator thing, whatever it is, I'm not really sure. And they essentially tried to restore his soul apparently. Now this probably means if they managed to restore his soul, then Axor would then serve the House of Winter and become an Archon priest for Winter rather than the Wolves. So this could lead to like an interesting gameplay element that could come to the Prison of Elders. Since there's going to be loads of high-ranking House of Wolves members in the prison, maybe we could expect to see fallen from other houses also in the prison, trying to like take some powerful wolves for themselves and use them like the House of Winter were trying to do. So picture this in your head, I'll give an example for you. Say you're walking through the Prison of Elders, and you find like a House of Wolves noble captain lying unconscious in his cell. He can't do anything. And then like a servitor or some sort of noble captain and, you know, loads of little dregs from, say, the House of Kings or the House of Devils or any of the other houses, they walk in and they're like, we want that guy on our side, and they're going to try and kill you because you're the only thing that stands between them and having a powerful Archon in their house. So this could lead to some like interesting things, like, you know, not only seeing House of Wolves escapees, but seeing other houses within the prison trying to take some wolves for themselves and using them against the House of Wolves, the Queen, the Guardians, whatever. So that's a really interesting thing that could be coming to the game mode. Once again, not confirmed, but that could be a really interesting thing that could happen, something I'd really like to see. The presence of other fallen houses within the prison. So finally, we're going to talk about Variks the Loyal. Now this guy, he can be found in the Reef social space that's coming with House of Wolves. He's the warden of the Prison of Elders. He's a fallen from the House of Judgment apparently. This is interesting because we know like nothing about the House of Judgment. We didn't even know the House of Judgment was even a thing before now. So all we know right now is the House of Judgment is a very old fallen house. Very old fallen house. And Variks is one of the only fallen left from the Judgment House. So apparently, according to Bungie, he's been through a few trials himself. We can see that he's lost his arms somehow and they've been replaced by mechanical ones. So Variks seems to be some sort of like really hardened fallen who has seen some shit. So as I've said, they seem to have cut his arms off. Now, within fallen hierarchy, the dregs only have 2 arms. The dregs have had their other 2 arms cut off because they've been like disobedient or they've done something wrong, and as punishment they've had their other 2 arms cut off. So maybe this is what happened to Variks. Maybe he did something he shouldn't have, or he screwed up in some way, and his superiors within his house lowered him by rank and took away 2 of his arms. You know, maybe he'd done something so bad that he was kicked out of the Fallen. By this point, he hated the Fallen so much, and he was taken in by the Queen, and she like gave him these mechanical arms, and she, you know, really good to him, gave him a home. So he's like stayed with the Queen all this time, and through all the Fallen rebellion, he stayed with the Queen and really earned his title as Variks the Loyal. Just an idea of what Variks has seen, what he's done. I'm sure in the future storylines of Destiny we'll learn a bit more about Variks, you know, what he's done, what he's seen, and through him maybe we'll learn a bit more about the House of Judgment. So that's about it for this video. Just a little bit about, you know, what the Prison of Elders are in within the world of Destiny. Obviously I didn't mention all the gear earning stuff and how, you know, it will actually play out. That's all going to be revealed on Wednesday the 6th of May, once again 11 AM Pacific time, 7 PM UK time, twitch.tv/Bungie, and in that stream we'll finally have some rock solid info on House of Wolves and how it all works. This video was more just about what the Prison of Elders is within the world of Destiny. How we're actually going to be playing it will be revealed in that live stream, and I'm really looking forward to that. So, I hope you've enjoyed. If I missed anything that you know about the Prison of Elders, please leave it in the comments. I love discussing things about Destiny with people from the community. So, please don't hesitate to, leave your comments and your thoughts down below. I really like hearing other people's thoughts on Destiny stuff. Now, I know people hate when people say this in YouTube videos, but if you did enjoy, feel free to stick around. I've got loads more Destiny videos, got loads more coming out soon, and if you enjoy them, you can always subscribe. And I would like to upload more, but I'm currently super busy with like school stuff and just life in general, and I'm doing my best to push out videos. Even though I don't get to push out as many as I'd like, I will not stop uploading. You can rest assured about that. I won't stop. So just so you know, there will be more videos coming soon. Not as many as I'd like, but as much as I can do right now. And you can rest assured that I will continue uploading. So that's enough of me ranting on. I really hope you enjoyed, and I hope to see you in my future videos. So take care everyone. Bye bye for now.